Hey y'all, it's Hope here from Crafty Hope, and welcome to ICAD number 61. This is the last ICAD for 2021. And if you don't know what ICAD is, it means Index Card a Day and is a challenge from Tammy Garcia of Daisy Yellow. She offers up some prompts and themes over on her website, and then other people have their own list of prompts. In particular, Nina Fickett had the mixed media ICAD prompts this year. So, you don't have to use the prompts, just make something on an index card. And today, that's exactly what I'm doing for this last one. The two prompts for this day were forward and advertisement, and y'all, I didn't like either one of them. So, I decided to just stick down some underpaper. That's just some paper that had been underneath, or maybe I used it as a palette or something. And it was full of color and great marks of movement. So I used my Oohoo glue stick to stick that down. But then to add a little additional texture to it, I'm going to glue a couple pieces of dictionary paper as well on it, just to kind of break that up a little bit, I guess. So I'm doing that. And I hope y'all have enjoyed this ICAD journey from me. I have a playlist below if you've missed any of these. I did not share all 61 of them with you because I didn't like some of them, honestly. And I didn't want to waste my time or yours showing you something that felt subpar. So, and this one, these last couple ones haven't been some of my favorites either, but some of the techniques I use in them I wanted you to see. This one in particular, I have a fun technique in it, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So, I have all my collage down, and now I've decided to break out some of my hand-carved stamps. These are hand-carved on erasers for the most part. You can see like a white one with a flower. That one's actually on linoleum, but the majority of them are on erasers. So I have some seedless preserves, distress oxide here. I'm going in for this one, for this first hand carved stamp. And then I think the second color I use, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the card in my hand because I haven't got it out here. I think it's walnut stain. Pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure it's what that is. So I'm going to stamp that one as well. I think I was working off the colors that were already on the background from that underpaper. So it had that pretty, I think that's sea aqua maybe, is that green color that's in the background. So I was kind of working with that, and I knew that that purple and that brown would go with it. And now I'm going to make some big circles on here with my Stabilo Alm. And yeah, activate that. Now, I'm keeping in mind that my my stamps, my distress oxides are also water reactive, so I've got to be careful about touching them. And I'm using a really tiny, looks like, brush there, and kind of just going around some of my stamps and getting some grunginess all over this, working from the Stabilo, and then some splatter just for the heck of it. Oh, I got a big splatter there. All right, so I'm probably going to dry this next now that I've made this big old mess. And I'm coming in with more of that distress oxide in walnut stain. Man, that one didn't want to come out. And so I put that around the outside of the card, and I'm going to grab my paintbrush again. And it is wet, and I'm going to activate that and let that kind of run and get muddy and yum. Yeah, I really like that. All right, so I'm going to dry this again. And here I've got a bunch of images that I've printed out on my computer and found this one of like a Gothic archway, which I used, some months ago there was a Art Elements theme challenge that had Gothic, and I had some of these arches printed out, and I don't remember if I found those just online on Google, or if I found them on Unsplash. But anyway, I got it online, I printed it out, and now I'm going to image transfer it right onto my card. So I've taken some matte gel medium, and spread it on my image, and then I'm just putting that onto my card, and I have smoothed it out, kind of burnished it down to make sure it's touching the card. Now, y'all, I left that to dry. Gave it plenty of time, and I'm coming back in with a little bowl of warm water, and I'm going to use my finger to pull up the paper. The ink part of the image should have transferred with the gel medium, and so I should be able to just rub up the paper. So, and that's anything that's going to be white on there is also going to come up. So, and this will take a little while. So I'm going to get up as much of it as I can. Rubbing too hard, I rubbed too hard in a couple areas and pulled up a little bit more of the image than I really wanted to. But that's okay. This is, a little kind of grungy. And I have found, see there, I pulled up some of the image. Oh no. So I'm going to dry this. I found that if you dry between trying to pull it up, it'll like fog back up. Like you'll see the paper that you didn't see before. Yeah, so here I'm going to dry that. You'll see it kind of fogs back up. And so I know where I need to concentrate on getting the rest of that paper up. And so I'll go back into it. So I'm going to do this a couple times. And, this is not my best image transfer. It's definitely rough. It's definitely rough there. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. And I grab, I believe, what am I going to grab? Oh, I've got some lace pieces there. A couple little pieces of lace I'm thinking about right there. I decided to go ahead, I suppose, and just stick them down. I don't even know where those came from, but I was throwing everything I had at this card for some reason, y'all. I was like, we're going to do all the things on this card. And you'll see that in a minute. Because there's more to come. All right, so I've got a China marker, which is just basically a wax pencil, and I am making some marks on here, and I'm decided to, at the top of my image, to make some scallops here in a second. I'm looking at it, I'm trying to decide what it needs, and I didn't like the line that I was getting across the top of my image where the paper cut off. And so I put those scallops trying to help integrate it. I did not like them. Tried to scrape them off and realized, y'all, this is wax. I can heat this up and rub it off. So that's what I did. I heated it up. I grabbed my towel and I'm just kind of rubbing it out. But in doing that, it gave a little bit of a smokiness that I decided I was going to use. So I did kind of the same thing a couple times, adding that wax on there and then blending it kind of in, trying to integrate that a little bit more so that line wasn't quite as visible. So I'm going to do that for a bit here. Scribble with, and if you don't have a wax, like a China marker, you could probably use a crayon and get the same effect. So I decided I wanted to really accentuate that arch of the Gothic archway there. And so I scribbled around that and, as you saw, kind of scrubbed it out again. All right, now I'm coming in with Crackle Paste. This is the Deco Art Media Crackle Paste. And I'm going to spread it around in a couple spots. Something about the archway felt ancient and old, and this needed some crackle. So I told you I was going to throw everything at this page. I'm totally doing it. I've added the crackle. And if you don't know much about Crackle Paste, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the thicker you put it on, the bigger the cracks you get, and the thinner it is, the smaller the cracks. As well, it needs to dry in order for the cracks to appear. You can use a heat gun to dry it, but that is not, it's not the best result. So best thing to do is to just leave it for a little while, give it several minutes, and let it do its crackle thing. So I am evening out some of my areas. I have left it to crackle, and I am coming back in with that is a charcoal pencil and a blending stump. And this technique I learned from Tiffany of Southern Gals Designs. She is such an inspiration. If you're not following her, I highly recommend you go and follow Miss Tiff. I will have a link to her below so you can find her. But she discovered that if you use a dirty blending stump, you could accentuate your crackles, especially with the Steco Art media. So I'm doing that, trying to get it in there because I really want those crackles to show and look super aged. All right, we're getting close to the end here. I am going to grab a printout of words I have that are white letters on a black background. I just did this on my computer and printed it out. And I'm going to tear out the word wicked because this whole thing feels very spooky, super cool to me. And I even did this back in July, and it's, now that I'm revealing this in October, Wicked seems perfect for this card, doesn't it? So the tearing of it really helps integrate it into it so it's not such strict lines. And I'm just going to glue that down. And y'all, I think that's going to be it for this card. Thank you for watching this video. If you've watched all my other ICADs, thank you for that, for taking this wild ride with me. Maybe next year I can do these videos daily instead of 3 times a week so we're not going into October. But we'll see. We'll see what comes. I can't predict anything yet. All right. I really appreciate you coming by and watching, and keep on crafting on. Bye.